Yeah, we're happening. Okay, we're good. All right. Thanks to those of you who got here early. Um, we're almost at the witching hour. And oh, it's not Halloween, right? Never mind. So we'll give it another minute and get started. Um, Noah and I are going to swap songs back and forth, and and maybe get into a little conversation about songwriting and music, but don't want to go down that rabbit hole too much. There's other rabbit holes we want to avoid entirely because we're saturated with them. So, um, so let's get started. I'm welcome, as we say, to the ether where we mostly live, and I'm happy to be here with Noah Zacharin, and he's coming to us from across the border, which is the only way he can come across the border, or me, um, hoping for spring when things might be different. Noah, talk to us so people know you can talk.
I want to say hello, Johnny, on Facebook. How are you, my friend? All is well up here in Canada. It's not really that different from down there, but south of the 49th.
Yeah.
All is well. We're all being schooled.
Yeah, aren't we though? All right, so I'm going to start off a little tune about food, and then we'll just carry on from there. Food and about love. Hoping you have some of each at the moment. Got a whole lot of black-eyed peas, got me some collard greens. Gonna put them with some shoulder pork and find out what that means, what that means, what that means. Cooking in the kitchen, talking round the oven, drinking one more glass of wine, thinking about some loving. Got a whole lot of memories, I keep them in a big old jar. Some are sweet as honey, some that pull me down so far. Down so far. Cooking in the kitchen, talking round the oven, drinking one more glass of wine and thinking about this loving. Step out on the porch if you can't stand the heat. We won't let it burn us up, we'll let it simmer till it's sweet. Took all of my black-eyed peas, my pork and my collard greens, put in a loving spoonful, and I found out what that means, what that means, what that means. Cooking in the kitchen, talking round the oven, drinking one more glass of wine and dreaming about our lovely, dreaming about our lovely. All right, thank you. As those of you in the viewing audience will realize, I have some tools here that will allow me to do things like make myself disappear when Noah starts to play. And I could have made Noah disappear, but He was stuck on screen, acting interested very well, too. Thank you. All right. Noah, what do you got for us?
I muted myself while you were playing. Are you doing the same?
Oh, did you?
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
I don't know.
Well, with headphones, it doesn't really matter
Okay.
because we're not getting anything. Have you got headphones on?
No,
Oh, well, that would make a difference.
it ruins my hair.
It does. It probably is a good idea for you to mute yourself when I'm playing. Then, yeah. But for me, I don't think it matters. You ready to go?
I am.
All right.
Big picture. Now bowler and her tie, silk and satin guy, fine Italian shoes, it's Lester Brown. You hear the ladies sigh, you know the reason why. Word is out, Lester's back in town. And when he walks by, twirls a stick and winks an eye. The ladies blush like springtime on the road, steaming apple pie. Evening drawing, I won't be long before the sunset hour goes. Now there's a sweet magnolia breeze and there's catbirds up in the trees. A little sugar with your lemonade. You can curtsy if you please. Hear the cornet melody. Lester's back on the Basin Street Parade. And when he walks past, it happens all so fast. He lights some more black match to gasoline. And the setting sun's outclassed at how that Lester lasts. Dust to dawn, it shines on New Orleans.
All right. If during my next song you should happen to come across a set of headphones, it probably wouldn't hurt because this platform we're using doesn't have the echo cancellation that Zoom does and so forth. So it sounds good nevertheless, but I think it might sound a little bit better with headphones. I know what you mean about vanity and whatnot. And I just...
It rules my life, man.
Yeah, I'm telling you what. I can tell. I can tell. All right, so I'm going to move along. Do a little tune. Those of you who just heard Noah for the first time, or you're hearing me for the first time, you're going to have the same sort of surprise, but you can see that Noah has a few skills on the wooden box. You will see more of that, and we'll talk about it a little bit later on. But first of all, I'm going to do a tune that I wrote about Noah's hometown, which happens to be Montreal. He doesn't live there, but he was born there, right, Noah? Grew up to a certain extent. Yeah, okay. So the song isn't really about Noah's time in Montreal or even mine. It's about the woes of industrialization when all the farm kids moved into the cities and tried to find work. Some of them moved down to New England, and I'm going to dedicate this to Noah and to my Montreal friends and family. It's called Dans la Ville. plus rien à la campagne, j'ai tant et tant perdu. Il fallait bien que je gagne quelques maudites pièces pour chauffer mes fesses dans la ville, dans la ville. Ma pauvre mère est morte à son 10e enfant. On n'est pas plus heureux d'être des vivants dans cette basse misère qui écrase même la prière dans la ville, dans la ville. J'ai même pas eu le temps de pleurer ma vieille. Il y a peut-être encore du bonheur au fond de cette bouteille. Mes frères sont tous partis pour les États. J'ai plus rien entendu, ils m'écrivent pas, ils savent non plus où j'habite, que j'ai perdu ma petite dans la ville, dans la ville. Faudrait d'abord que je m'endorme avant de penser au réveil. Il y a peut-être encore du bonheur au fond de cette bouteille. Je vis dans la ville, il n'y a plus rien à la campagne. J'ai tant et tant perdu. Il faut bien que je gagne quelques maudites pièces pour chauffer mes fesses dans la ville, dans la ville, dans la ville.
That was great.
Right.
I don't know if you noticed my posting. I did say there was a possibility you would speak French because you're a master at it. So how delightful.
Well, yeah.
Beautiful.
On peut aussi parler français parce je sais qu'il y a des francophones
Ah,
qui
bah,
écoutent, quelques-uns au moins.
ouais.
So we don't want to alienate our non-francophone group, but
No,
there's a fair number of francophones online tonight, I think.
I don't offend.
Yeah.
So interestingly enough, you said I live in town. There's no more countryside. A few of my friends know I'm moving out of the city. I am a transplanted Montrealer. I've been living in Toronto for a long time, and I've benefited from this large and unwieldy urban agglomeration, and I hope that I've made some modest contribution to its cultural and social fabric. But I have to go now. I got to move. And so that song, it's interesting that you bring that up. I'm moving to the country,
Yeah.
and I hope that I don't find that my little idyllic sense of what it means to live in a rural setting is hopelessly naive, and then I find myself behind 30 feet of snow, and when spring comes, they find me I'm pretty thin as it is, but when they break into the house in springtime, because the buzzards are circling, they find a pile of bones and an old git box next to me. It'll be.
There are other possibilities along the spectrum, I mean.
Yeah, I tend to catastrophic thinking, so
Right.
that's where I go immediately. But I do hope that there's other. But I will sing a song that thanks Jesse Sevigny is going to show me out. I'm okay, fine. You find me under the snow, but thank you. Appreciate the offer. But I am from Montreal, and as a consequence, I have my early musical influences are mostly Montrealers, and Jesse Winchester, of course, a transplanted, from the South, is a Montrealer. He considered himself, and so this is a song that I sort of think about him when I might have been in subliminally, or maybe more than subliminally, influenced by him when I wrote this one. And it's apropos the move. It's called Miss Me When I'm Gone. And as I've been leaving, I've been thinking about the things that I won't miss and the things that I will miss. I was inspired to write this song by a wonderful woman who I was dating at the time, whose parents, lovely people. And whenever they'd have a little tiff, her mother would look at her father and wag her finger and say, "You'll miss me when I'm gone." And, thank God they're both still here in good health. But it is, it's a common enough feeling. So what Joni said, what did she say? Miss something about missing when it's gone, that kind of deal.
Yeah, you only know what you've got when it's gone. I think
Right.
that's the line, yeah.
Don't know what you got till it's gone.
Yeah.
So this is a song called "Miss Me When I'm Gone." I've never been this afraid of thinking for myself. The ride is so much easier when you sit behind someone else. And I miss the girl and I feel the ache, and I don't mind a few cliches. Who can look to a distant peak when the dust blows in your face? You'll miss me when I'm gone. You'll miss me when I'm gone. You'll miss me when I'm gone. Sunrise, sunset, wax and wane, a turning little world. It all moves so smoothly till I'm reminded of that girl. Should I look over my shoulder, I might see she does the same. We both heed that wise old lie, time heals the wounds away. You miss me when I'm gone. You miss me when I'm gone. You miss me when I'm gone. To hear a thing 1,000 times and still not feel it once. To feel that thing night after night, wish you had a second chance. The songbirds cease to favor me, there'll be no thaw come spring. Icy hands upon my heart, she's taken everything. You'll miss me when I'm gone. 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 Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Chris. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Out in the ether.
I love that tune. I've heard it
Thank you.
a fair number of times now between your latest album and even live.
Repertoire. Fabulous shrinking repertoire.
Yeah, exactly. All right, I'm going to do a song now, and I will try and spotlight myself this time. I'm saying that to remind myself. But this is a song that I wrote in a workshop with a guy named Jonathan Bird, who some of you may know. He's a songwriter, lives in, I believe, in Asheville, North Carolina in any case. And he ran a songwriting workshop where, among other people, Susie Vinnick was in it. And it was a really great bunch of people. And we came out with some really interesting songs. This particular one is about my generation's war, which is Vietnam. It's about the draft and the damage done. You know, it was not a hero's war, at least in the eyes of the American people. So, and the soldiers didn't do well upon return there, and didn't do well. The song has not been released yet, so it's a new song, and I may well get through it without difficulty. It has been recorded, and it'll be released when a new album comes out, which should be sometime in the next month. It's called A Heart and Razor Wire. Let me see if I can get this right here in terms of, yeah, okay. Life was sweet in Crawford County, though we worked from sun to sun. All my brothers, they were hunters, but I never shot a gun. On the day they drew my number, I went out behind the shed, and I cried like some little baby, thinking I would soon be dead. We were bussed up to Milwaukee, our draft notice in our hands, to find out who would get lucky and escape from Vietnam. Farm boys had no doctor's letters, had no deferments, told no lies. When that bus got back to farmland, we were whispering our goodbyes. The first time I heard the mortars and saw the gunships flashing fire, that same terror took my breath away, wrapped my heart in razor wire, razor wire, razor wire. We fought in the jungle, on the delta, in the rice. The land was never our land, and yet we paid the price. The brothers from the ghetto, from the factories and the farms, we sometimes died in bunches, sometimes in each other's arms. And every time I heard the mortars and saw the gunships flashing fire, that same terror took my breath away and wrapped my heart in razor wire, razor wire, razor wire. When I went back to Crawford County, no one would look me in the eye. Janie took me out of pity. She would hold me when I'd cry. The cocaine made me jumpy. The junkie made me die. I lost my place, I lost my grace, and I slept out in the yard. And I still heard the mortars, I saw the gunships flashing fire, and that same terror took my breath away and wrapped my heart in razor wire. Razor wire, razor wire. Janie says that she still loves me, but she can't do this no more. The only sound that's worse than gunshots was when I heard her slam the door. Now I go down to the Legion, Pabst Blue Ribbon and a shot. We talk about the hard times, that's what's left, it's all I've got. And every night I hear the mortars, I see the gunships flashing fire, and that same terror takes my breath away and wraps my heart in razor wire. Razor wire, razor wire. All right. So.
It's a pleasant little tune.
Hey, isn't it? Yeah, well, it wasn't, it was not a pleasant little war, that's for sure.
Good work.
Thank you.
Thank you all for joining us. It's I must admit it's a pleasure to be going out to people all over the world, but at some level it's wearing thin. I want to see your faces. You know, we'll see how it goes. We'll see what's in store. And in the meantime, thank you for joining us. You're good people. This is a song called What Have I Got to Show for It? It's the same old story. You know, I once loved a girl. When I was in her arms, I was in a perfect world. Then I held her for a day, sort of forever, then she went away. And now the seas we swam and the skies we shared are gone. What did I got to show for it? What I got to show for it? What have I got to show for it now? It's a sweet old season of leaf and pretty things. Boys and girls go arm in arm, bees buzz about the nectar and the sting. So the shivers on, nights blow cold and they grow long. Faded petals fall like 1,000 setting sun. What I got to show for it? What have I got to show for it? What have I got to show for it now? Now an elegant woman wants to put joy back in my day. She wants to paint a little color on the gray face of my little pain. When I hold her in my arms, but she leaves before the dawn, without even a trace of scent behind. Now, what have I got to show for it? 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 What have I got to show for it now?
All right. All right. I think this would be a good time because I know there may be one or two guitarists out there, Noah. You can't tell. But wait, can you talk to us a little bit about how you evolved this guitar style? I mean, you've got several, but in other words, I don't see you picking up a plectrum, for example, but you do most of the things. In other words, you were able to recreate most of a band with your fingerstyle playing, but where did it come from?
Well, I do play with a plectrum on occasion. Yes, quite.
Wow, all right.
You know, I've been playing a long time, and I listen to a lot of people, and I just really have always loved playing guitar, and really from the time I picked it up when I was just before I turned 10, probably a few days before I turned 10, I was at camp. I was at day camp. I was 9 years old, and there was a counselor who seemed a gargantuan old woman who was probably 17 years old. She was playing mandolin. No, she was playing ukulele, and somehow I avoided that cul-de-sac and came home and asked for a guitar. And just before I turned 10, there was a guitar waiting for me on the credenza when I got home. And just listened to a lot of people: Mississippi John Hurt, Doc Watson, Dave Bromberg, Dave Van Ronk, Reverend Gary Davis, Robert Johnson before he was a rock star. Patrick Skye was a very big influence as songwriting. John Fahey was a huge influence as a guitar player. I mean, this whole thing about writing songs was sort of an add-on after the fact. Mm-hmm. I just really loved playing guitar and had no interest in writing songs or singing them. I just liked to take the guitar, tune it somehow, never really thinking about it, and I'm sort of getting back to that, happily enough. I think having been a songwriter and making a bunch of records for all these decades, I'm not going to abandon that, but I feel like the guitar and I have a lot of our relationship can be deeper, and it can be wider, and so I'll be doing a lot of experimenting, but mostly just listening and playing all the time. I would annoy my friends to no end when I was a teenager, because I would never put the guitar down, so I'd be on the phone with them and they'd hear me fiddling around. And my favorite activity was just staying at home, closing the door and putting on a record and just playing along with the records, and just listening a lot and just playing. And if I have an idea in mind, or if there's something that I try and a move that I like while I'm practicing. I don't really practice, I just play. If there's something I miss, then I just do it a few times until I get it, and by that I hope it gets in there somehow, and whatever, and then it's just like I'm lucky. I'm a lucky guy. I pick up a guitar and I play, and I feel very fortunate that after all these decades I still play some. I can still find chords that I've never played before, and it's a great gift, and I'm so grateful. Thank God.
The luck part of it, yeah, it's still, I think it's more than 10,000 hours. But anyway, if you,
yeah, but I wouldn't have done those 10,000 hours if it weren't so pleasurable and constantly providing positive feedback and enjoyment for me.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously I've played a lot. I don't hide that, but I wouldn't really have been able to do that if it wasn't so pleasurable.
Yeah. All right, I better do another song here before people get tired of us chattering. I'm going to do. I'll talk a little bit about. I'm going to do a fingerstyle song here, and I'll talk about the guitarist that inspired it afterwards. So it's just a simple song about getting high, but naturally. In other words, by touching and talking and just being. Okay, it's called High. I can get high when the wind picks up and the thunder rolls out on the horizon. I can get high when those first drops fall, and I know that the river will soon be rising. She's stepping toward the rainbow. There's something in her style. I mostly get high on my baby's smile. I can get high on a glass of wine in the kitchen when a friend I believe in is telling our story. I can get high when I realize that what we have right now is better than old glory. But at the kitchen table, when I've been gone for a while, I mostly get high on my baby's smile. I was blinded by the glitter, but things are simpler now. Those that were working backstage have come out for a bite. I can get high when one of my boys comes around. I know that he's doing the best that he can. I can get high on the future now, 'cause I've seen my own child become a man. She's a mother and a lover. She's gone that extra mile. I mostly get high on my babies. I mostly get high on my babies. I mostly get high on my baby's smile. All right.
That's just lovely.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
I was just going to mention that, when I was living in the UK, there were a whole bunch of very percussive guitar players there. One of them, Nick Jones, was one I ended up running across early. But people like, Davy Graham and Bert Jansch to a lesser extent, but John Renborn, Martin Simpson, I think, who's still running.
Yep.
John Martin, who had lots of success.
Yeah.
It's all just wonderful guitar players. And I have a good friend, David Hughes, who plays in that style and still playing it. So I make a few attempts at it, and it's tricky. So I'm tending to pick up a plectrum thereafter.
Well, you did good. You did good. I was going to mention John Martin. He was also a big influence on me.
Oh yeah.
I was actually listening to him. Really beautiful stuff. How'd you get into the racket? This whole songwriting racket.
The whole songwriting racket. I think I started. I mean, I was a cellist early on, right? And then I picked up the banjo and got nowhere with it. Eventually bought a guitar and started to stumble along. But everything from jazz to classical to Peter, Paul, and Mary and stuff like that, and learning the Travis picking and really Mississippi John Hurt. But I started writing songs, and then of course I had other careers. So that sort of interrupted the very intense guitar. And then I played in electric bands for a while, where I'm playing, rhythm strat guitar and stuff like that. So,
did you have big hair?
Pardon me?
Did you have big hair?
I had big hair during one of those careers, and that was as a basketball player. Anyway, that gets to be a very long story. But I probably wrote my first song maybe in junior high school or something like that, and then have had cycles, but have been had of course a full-time period in the UK, and then have gotten back to it very intensively for about the last almost 12 years now. So yeah, and I'm not going anywhere. So we hope.
We hope. Very nice. So I was, I'm going through all my records. I inherited a whole bunch of records from a good friend of mine, and they just stayed in the box for years. And now I have to divest myself of things that aren't useful. So I came across about 5 or 6 Anne Murray records, and I love Anne Murray's voice. I love the episode that Family Guy did on visiting Anne Murray. It was not a pretty sight. I got rid of most of the records just because I don't have room for everything, but I kept one for 2 reasons. First of all, she thanked one of my friends on the back of the record, and also she sings Tennessee Waltz. So I'm going to sing Tennessee Waltz for you. Yeah. I was dancing with my darling to the Tennessee Waltz when an old friend happened to meet. I introduced him to my darling while they were dancing. That friend stole my sweetheart from me. And I remember the night and the Tennessee Waltz. Only you know how much I've lost. Hey, well, I lost my little darling the night they were playing that beautiful Tennessee Waltz. I remember the night in the Tennessee Waltz. Only you know how much I've lost. Yeah, well, I lost my little darling the night they were playing that beautiful Tennessee Waltz. That beautiful Tennessee Waltz.
Yay, Tennessee Waltz.
Yeah, hope to get back there sometime.
Let me indulge in the only commercial interruption that our listeners are going to have, and to echo Noah's sentiments, it's wonderful for you all to be here. We are engaged in music making, so we will respond and reply to comments and things once we finish our active part here, rather than doing it while we're playing, which is tricky. But in the meantime, there is a way of contributing to the arts, and I'll put it up on the screen. I think it'll go up, and this is the way to do that. I did have one inquiry about sending a check, and that is indeed actually possible. You'll have to message me to get an address to do that, and I will, of course, forward things on probably electronically, but to Noah. And as you know, he's moving, has no financial needs, probably does. But anyway, it's good to support the arts. Anyway, that's so paypal.me, Christopher Mark Jones. That's if you want to contribute something for the evening's entertainment, that would be very much appreciated. So I am going to now do a little tune, which is the title song for my last release, which was called Incantations, and I can get that off the screen now. And Incantations, of course, means all kinds of things, and can mean whatever you want or need it to. So this is sort of 3 instances of people having different needs for incantations. I was born among believers in the green and dripping West. Read Kerouac's new Bible and mistook him for the best. Then I wandered into politics and I let them touch my face. I lost not just my innocence, but my one slim chance of grace. So I sing these incantations, revelations to no one. Yes, I sing these incantations to salvation. Come undone, come undone. My mother kept her Christmas cards and the titles to our slaves, wrote Pentecostal histories in which we all were saved. We came from ancient nomad clans, they kept careful track. But with the mess we've made here, they would never ask us back. So we sing these incantations, revelations to no one. Yes, we sing these incantations to salvations. Come undone. Are the children godless and yet still speak in tongues? These must be distant memories from when the world was young. far too many mornings doing penance for my nights. Instead of asking for forgiveness, I kept asking for my rights. Now my only hope of happiness is to step right off this earth and come back as a copperhead or pray for virgin birth. So I sing these incantations, revelations to no one. Yes, I sing these incantations to salvations come undone. Come undone. Come undone. All right. Incanting.
I love your eloquence.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's refreshing.
Thank you.
You're not a pop star, are you?
No.
It's very nice. Very good. I'm gonna do a song that I wrote in Chicago. I do. I know I've played this one a lot. I like the song very much, and you know, I'm spending awful lot of time packing, so I'm not practicing all that much. So it's not really it's by way of explanation, not excuse. I don't give excuses anymore. But I do love this song, and it comes out of meeting folks down in my travels, and I would be disingenuous if I said I missed it 100%. Like, there's aspects to the travel that I'm happy I don't have to do. My hands won't drive for 12 hours anymore, and but I really love driving down to the States and playing. And I have a very dear friend who lives in Chicago, and I met her a number of years ago and stayed at her place a number of times. I wrote this song at her place a few years ago. I got another one that I'm working on, and also at her place, her new place. But it's that's in the making. But this is a song about the way things change. I'm an old man. I'm going to turn off my space heater. There you go. Flowing river don't mean much to me. No wind from the north, rattling the leaves. Only steam and whistle wheels that shake the joint. Metal on metal, on to the vanishing point. Train passed by every 17 minutes. Each one got one of my old loves in it and all. Oh, oh, oh. I'm gonna miss that train. Now sweet jelly roll and a whiskey in the jar. I roll for the nine. I got the snake eyes in my own backyard. But I'm alright with how she got free. My watch keeps good time and my knife keeps me shining company. Train passed by every 17 minutes. Each one got one of my old loves in it and all. Oh, oh, I'm gonna miss that train. Train blow a whistle like babies loving, sweet in the leaving is as it is in the coming. And oh, I'm gonna miss that. Now stars fall from a quiver in the sky, and by pond I'll shiver, splashed by the sound of goodbye. But everything is diamonds, everything is cold. Around the blues band there's a bluegrass banjo roll. Train passed by every 17 minutes. Each one got one of my old loves in it and all. Oh, I'm gonna miss that. I'm gonna miss that train. That's my Chicago tune.
Yeah. Well, you do have a gift for matching a guitar feel and a lyric, and that one it's just it kind of rolls along like that train, you know.
Yeah.
Really, it's a sweet song. That's another one I've heard.
Yeah, of course.
I've heard, and
The incredible.
I can hear it again. I can hear it again in 10 minutes. But we won't be here probably, but you know. Hey, okay, well, I'm. This is my last song. Noah's got another one after this, but it's a song. Those of you see, I lost some of my guitar. You probably didn't see the other one, but anyway, this is a different guitar. For those of you who are guitar players. They used to be in tune. This is in a tuning called Dadgad, which is often used in Irish music. And sure enough, when I picked it up, I immediately wrote 2 songs in 6/8, which is a tempo which is not uncommon in Irish music. Although this is not an Irish song, but this is a song, in fact, that I wrote in the context of a thing called the Acoustic Guitar Project. And if you Google it, you'll see the songs. It's available on YouTube, songs written by songwriters from literally around the globe. Helsinki, Hanoi, Melbourne, etc. But it's about lasting love. It's an open tuning on the guitar and kind of open-hearted in the lyrics. The sweetness of this. Together alone on a mountaintop, with a vision as clear as the mist, in a world full of airplanes and trolley stops, kept alive by the sweetness of kissed. We were wandering dreamers lost in the clouds, who had read all the poets and cried, daring to say things right out loud, with no way of knowing we lied. And the wheels kept on turning, the tarot cards never seemed right, but the fires kept on burning, lighting our way through the night, through the night. We followed the west winds to Africa, to China and Greece and Japan. Now the children of children give back to us the fullness of gifts and demands. Now our places are teeming with memories, with the burden and grace of our things. Dissonance changing to harmony, as the night birds they rustle their wings, and the wheels keep on turning. The tarot cards never seem right, but the fires kept on burning, lighting our way through the night, through the night. Together alone on a mountaintop, with a vision as clear as a kiss, in a world full of airplanes and trolley stops, kept alive by the sweetness of this. And the wheels keep on turning, the tarot cards always seem right, and the fires keep on burning, lighting our way through the night, through the night, through the night.
That's beautiful.
Well, thank you.
Indeed.
Thank you.
That's beautiful. I had something in mind to play, but I was playing along with you
Okay.
and just having a good time. So I'm gonna have to play a sing-along song. In at other points in my life, I've been a open mic host, jam host, and I hosted a thing in Toronto for quite a few years, and most nights I would end up by playing this song.
I would sing, but I think it would mess things up.
Well, yeah,
I'll mute my mic and sing along.
I'm gonna ask, and all you wonderful folks out there, please sing along. And you know this song, I know you do. And I want to thank you all on behalf of myself and Mr. Christopher Mark Jones for taking time out of your lives to be with us. And thanks to Chris for putting this all together. You're a man and a scholar as well. Thanks for coming. Hope to see you in 3D soon enough. Well, Irene, good night. Irene, good night. Good night, Irene. Good night, Irene. I'll see you in my dream. Sometimes I live in the country. Sometimes I live in town. Sometimes I have this brilliant notion to jump into the river, drown, singing Irene, good night. Irene, good night. Good night, Irene. Good night, Irene. I'll see you in my dream. Well, I love Irene. God knows I do. I love her till the seas run dry. And if Irene turns her back on me, I'm gonna take a lot of morphine and I'm gonna die. But I'm gonna die singing Irene, good night. Irene, good night. Good night, good night, Irene, good night, Irene. I'll see you in my dream. Well, last Saturday night I got married. Me and my wife settled down. Now me and my wife, we are partying. So I'm gonna take a little stroll downtown singing Irene, good night. Irene, good night. Good night, Irene. Good night, Irene. I'll see you in my dream. So Irene, good night. Irene, good night. Good night, Irene. Good night, Irene. I'll see you in my dream. Well, good night, Christopher. Good night, Melody. Good night, Johnny and Dave Gillespie. Good night, Mark and Roberta. And that's and Jesse Sevigny. And everybody else who hasn't chimed in on the chat. Good night, good night, good night.
Perfect good night song. Thanks to, let me echo Noah's sentiments. Thanks to all of you for coming and listening. Makes it worthwhile. We'll shoot back some comments if you care to donate. Let me put up that address for you. And then do the sort of things you do on YouTube and Facebook, like, comment, share. And you can find lots more about Noah if you haven't already at noahsongs.com, noahsong.com. He only has one. So,
one big song, one big
It's a great one. It's a great one. And if you've found me this far, you know where I am too. It's ChristopherMarkJones.com. Anyway, lovely to have played for you. Thank you, Noah, for doing this.
Thank you, sir.
We'll make it annual if we all live that long, and we plan to.
On espère.
On espère bien.
Voilà.
Okay. Good night, everyone.
Salut.
Salut.
Merci bien.